Next Level Mindset bringing you another powerful and positive video. Let's talk about spiritual warfare. I want to talk about all the wars that are going on in the world. Make sure you watch this all the way through to the end. I've got some extra points that I want to share. Power tips, strategies, spiritual principles you do not want to miss what's coming up. Let's get into it. So at the time of this recording, there's a lot of things going on in the world. Wars against nations, nations against other nations. And I don't know when you may be watching this. You may be coming out of a war, getting ready to go into it. Symbolism to the inner wars that we have in our own lives. So I want to share my own experience, how the spiritual warfare, the wars in the outer world relate to our inner conflict and how we can overcome that. So the first thing that these outward wars, that these outer world, the wars in this world represent is our need for competition, the spirit of competition. There's nothing wrong with that. But it becomes a problem when we relate to it in a hostile manner, in an evil manner, when that competition of spiritual play comes into the fact of a war. In our own individual lives, we have that need for competition, that spirit of competition. And in itself, nothing wrong with that. It's when we allow it to take over, that's when it becomes a problem and detrimental to our lives. The second thing that the wars of this world reveal to us in our inner lives is that greed and that need for power. You know, we all have that egotistical self that's always going to want more than what we have. There's always going to be some of those out there who have that greed, just not really satisfied with the things of life. Even myself, I used to think that money was the root of all evil. I talk about that in my book. It is not money that is the problem. It is our love for money that causes the problem. So what I've found in my life, that all I have to do is continue to make sure that I'm not working in that greed attitude. I want to be able to have a natural attitude of letting those funds flow through me. I often say where money flows through, money flows to. So something about that, and I go deeper into that with my books, Mystic Secrets of the Bible and Destined for Greatness. And that's why I'm excited about Amazon. They actually host my books and my new single, Nobody, right there on the Amazon site. I'm excited about them. Check them out with the links in the description. And I know that not only will you find some great music and some great writing in my books that I publish, you'll also find something that'll help you wherever you are right now in your life. So huge shout out to Amazon. Check them out. Link for that will be in the description as well. Now, before I go to this next, show some love for all my family, all my subscribers. You've been viewing, making comments, interacting with the channel. You mean a lot. Thank you so much. And if this is your first time, great music, entertainment, inspiration, motivation, subscribe, hit that bell, and be the first to get my next video. Love to have you in the family. So let's get back into this. The third thing that I've seen that the wars of this world represent to us, it represents a need for inner transformation. These wars that we see, the fighting and the conflict and the nations against others, they represent something that we need within ourselves, that inner conflict, that need for inner transformation. That's why I've said in my life, I'm making a decision that I'm willing to change what needs to be changed in my life. Inner transformation. In my life, in my journey along my path, I've learned to put first things first. I've learned to put my spiritual growth first and last. It's another thing that these outer world, these wars in this world that you see people fighting nation against nation, let it be an example and symbolic of the inner transformation that we need within ourselves. I've got some extra things that I want to share, some spiritual principles that have changed my life. Gotta share that with you. But first of all, if you've enjoyed this so far, hit that like button. The algorithm signal will let others know this video, this video. It'll let them know it's worth watching if you hit the like button for me. Thank you. This extra bonus PowerPoint that I want to share with you comes to do with having that ability to see that we are all being lied to. Think about it. We have to become responsible. I like this word I picked up on my channel. Autonomous means self-governing. We're learning how to be self-governing. We're living in a world right now, entering into a whole new world. It's up to us to become self-governing, where we become responsible for our own selves. And one thing that I realized, that one nation might be lying against this nation, this other nation might be lying against this one. Realize that we're all being lied to, especially in this world. To think that we have something in this world other than our divine, true and divine self, that spirit of God within us, that great I am. That's the only true reality that we really have. So the first thing I want to share with you, when it comes to seeing all these wars that we have in this outer world, transform it to our inner lives. We're being lied to. It's up to us to know that the truth is within us. That is that connection, the connection with our oneness, with the truth of God within us, that great I am. Next extra point that I want to share, it deals with the idea of having something that's you're worth dying for. You know, something about having this life that we live. It took me a while to get to the point in my life where I realized that if I don't have something that I'm willing to die for, what do I really have to live for? There's things in my life today that I'm willing to die for. And that gives me the power to be able to live in the power of the truth that represents me. Find your truth, find your identity, and be willing. When you're willing to die for something, you're willing to live for everything. So thank God for that. The God within us is always with us. The Spirit of God, the universe, is on our side. Use affirmations. What am I saying? Even when I walk in death and dark places, I know that all is well because I am God is with me. So think about that. Come up with some affirmations to support your connection with the power of God within you. Putting these spiritual principles into practice. How many of us are really practicing these spiritual principles that we have? I want to share this video with you right here on the screen. 3 spiritual principles that will change your life. I think that will be a great video for you to watch next. So check out that video. See me over there. Thanks again for watching. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Stay blessed. Stay positive. I'll see you on the next level. Peace.